the Digital Dojo podcast right here at In Life Ranch, where we discuss hot topics on digital marketing for your business and tips and trends each month with myself, host David Whitehouse.
And me, Cooper. We may not always be formal, but we're always real and authentic and adhere to the Bushido Samurai Code.
Righteousness, loyalty, honour, respect, honesty, courage and consistency. In the last episode, we had Ed Nell, podcasting specialist, who said most podcasts...
Sorry.
Ed also spoke about the quality of audio, things like not opening a can straight in front of your microphone. But he said most podcasts don't make it past the third episode. Here we are on the third episode. So hopefully we'll see you next time. If not, we're in the majority.
I'm just going to hide the branding behind our trusty bit of thing as well.
I don't think we need to hide the branding. I don't think... In fact, it might do us a favour. Pepsi might want to sponsor us. The amount of Pepsi Max we go through.
Just put it back there then.
Yeah, so in this episode we have coming up the usual process with different topics we're going through. So useful digital marketing tips and news to start with. Then we're going on to a deep dive topic, which this month it had to be done at some point, is AI. And finalised by the free useful tool of the month. And we got the competition as well. So all those who subscribed and liked last month are on a special magical wheel of fortune. And we'll see who wins the hoodie and the hat. So let's kick off, shall we, with...
Beep, 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 beep. It's Digital Ditties.
Yeah, Digital Ditches. So this is a little tips and news of what's been going on this month, essentially, since we last spoke. The big thing that came out and on that AI theme this month is something called DeepSeek. Have you heard of DeepSeek?
Yeah, I actually downloaded DeepSeek this morning.
Did you?
Not for this reason, but because everyone's chatting about it now. And
yeah, so if you haven't heard of DeepSeek, it's China's AI they've brought out, and it literally caused ChatGPT's stocks and a lot of American AI stocks to drop overnight, plummet. A massive sort of thing in the stock exchange, because it cost them something like 5 point something billion to make ChatGPT and the AI there, whereas China claimed this only cost them 5 million to make. And there we go. And I've had a little play with it. We'll come on to it in a bit as well.
Yeah.
It's quite intelligent. So yeah, China taking over the AI market with their new little tool. Next up, a really interesting thing that I love, and it's been around for a while. It's really interesting to me. Quantum computing. Yes, so if you haven't heard of quantum computing, the way quantum computing works is traditionally everything on computers is ones and zeros. Most people know that. Binary, like the Matrix, ones and zeros.
Yeah.
Quantum computing works in the same way as Schrodinger's cat. We're going deep now. So if you've ever heard of Schrodinger's cat theory, that there's a cat in the box, and until you open the box, it's both dead and alive. You know what it is. In the same way, so it doesn't have to be a 1 and a 0, it can be 1 and 0, or 1 or 0, so you get all these infinite possibilities. And scientists have been testing this and actually got it working. And they reckon the way it's working is it's going out to alternate universes, doing those and or calculations there and coming back. That's the only explanation they can get out working. But there's a company called Alice and Bob, weirdly, French company, that are actually quantum scientists but have been working on quantum computing, and they reckon it should be ready by 2030. What's the point? What's it going to do? Quantum computing is really, really fast stuff. So, you know, in what's that film where they ask the big computer the meaning of life?
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah, so, you know, and it takes like 40 years, and it comes back and doesn't tell them. It says 42 because they forgot to ask why.
Thousands of years.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It's like that where we're at now. Quantum computing would do it like this. So it's going to be great for medical stuff, real technical things that could take thousands of years to calculate. Literally can do instantly. Imagine that combined with AI, the world's going to be mental. Yeah, so that's quite interesting. That's heading forward, 2030, potential date for that. And last but not least, in our Digital Ditty news, sorry to keep dragging this on, it's the TikTok ban. What's been happening with that?
Quite a bit actually since we last spoke of it.
Yes,
obviously Trump's now taken over and he's given them a 90-day leeway, hasn't he?
Yeah, so it did go dark for like a few hours, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's gone." Then it came back.
Yeah,
and there's talks Microsoft might be buying it.
Well, everyone's putting the
Mr. Beast has said he's want to buy it. Yeah. Musk, yeah, but Trump himself said, "Oh, we're talking with Microsoft."
Okay,
so that's probably the most likely. But what made me laugh the most as well, did you see the hearing, the questions that I love these hearings, like the hearings when they ask Mark Zuckerberg questions, because the people asking the questions don't understand technology. Yeah. Did you see the question?
No, I missed it.
My favourite questions were, if I'm on a plane, can TikTok talk to the plane?
Oh, for God's sake.
Like, and the other question was, if I can TikTok access my home internet? Right, and the guy was like, I don't understand the question. Yeah. Like, it can connect to your Wi-Fi, like anything other app can connect to your internet. Like, the people asking the questions don't understand the questions they're asking.
They're asking, yeah, that's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's where we're at with that. So it still could be going, still could be coming, but there's been other apps coming out similar.
Getting a Chinese app.
Yeah, get rid of one, bring in another. They multiply. So there we are. That is our digital ditties for the week. Now,
interesting.
Let's move on to...
Ooh, it's a little bit wet. It is a deep dive.
I think we need to come up with a new catchphrase.
No, I like it.
Okay.
It's my input.
Yeah, so the deep dive, as I say, it had to be done eventually, is AI. I gave a talk on AI in the week, which was oversubscribed. And then people who missed it said, can you do it again? So I thought, well, if we do it on this, people watch this and not cover it, really. So, a few things on AI. I think, first of all, cover what AI is. Okay. So, how would you describe what AI is?
Artificial intelligence.
Excellent. Yeah, in broader terms, the way I like to describe it is like a baby. It learns. But what it's learning from, so it learns from its environment. Do you know what I mean? So, children that can grow up disrespectful and so on, obviously, I always say they're a product of your parents. AI is a product of us. So, it's learned from its parents, essentially us, and that information is gathered from the internet. Everything we've ever put on the internet, as well as stuff that it can force into it as well. And then it utilises that to work out its own calculations and what it's going to do and so forth.
Yeah, I mean, my own chat GPT knows things about me that I don't even know.
Like what?
Well, I can't even think of an example right now. No, there isn't an example.
Okay. Well, essentially, there's three types of key AI. Well, you could separate into three; they're all technically one. But there's generative AI, objective, and then objective sort of kind of falls into the stage of agents as well. So generative is we have to generate the content. So at the moment when you go write me a blog post or do something like that, and it's only as good as what you ask it. So if more information you give it, the more better prompts you can give, the better the information it's going to get back, because it's generative.
Yeah.
Objective AI goes out and does what it wants. So it'll go out and work out, okay, I've looked at your website this month and these are the analytics, and from that I can probably tell you this. And it comes, and it go out, we don't have to give it prompts, it objectively goes out and comes up with its own ideas and comes back and gives it, And agents are sort of like, I think it's named after like the agents in the Matrix. So agents will go out, you can send them out on tasks.
Mr. Anderson. You got them.
So you can send them out but I don't mean you don't have to send them out on tasks. They'll just go out on tasks. They'll go out and find out stuff and then talk to each other and do things. It kind of falls into the scenario of objective. But we'll get onto the purposes and the uses of all those in a bit, not just, this is what it is, airy-fairy sort of thing.
Oh, this really is a deep dive. I thought we were just going to go, look at this AI-generated image. You're going into some real deep stuff here.
Well, we can do that then. Let's show some AI-generated images. That's quite a fun thing, because there's a number of things AI can do which are fun. So let's go with the fun stuff first, shall we?
Okay.
So, for example, you can give it an image and it can... and tell it what to do with that image. So, for example, I've gave it some images, and I'll show you here now.
Okay.
So this first one is that time Cooper got struck by Thanos and got a 5-year blip. I'll put it on the screen now.
What the...
So yeah, that was literally just giving it a photo and tell it to make Cooper crumble. This is one. Sorry for those listening to the podcast. If you are listening to this, please you can jump onto our socials or onto the YouTube and watch these videos as well. But that was, I gave it an image and it made Cooper just crumble down into bits. Here's one of AI. I gave it an image and it squishes me up into a ball. There we go. Gets squished up there. And now this is one of my favourite ones. Okay, so I want to do a test with this one because I want to do this before I show you the video. I gave it a picture of me and Cooper sat at this desk and told it, make us eat cheese. Okay, so first of all, we're really going to eat cheese. So I've got us a chunk of cheese
Why
each.
you brought blooming cheese in?
I'm like a Frenchman, just carry it around in my pocket. So we're really going to eat some cheese, and then we'll watch the AI's version of eating cheese, and we'll compare how good AI is at guessing how we eat cheese.
Okay.
Ready? Let's go.
That's good cheese. Is that from Christmas? That's good cheese.
Okay. I don't think people want to watch us eat cheese for a long time.
Can't keep on eating it anyway.
Yeah, I should put some chive on it.
Chive.
If you listen to last month's podcast, you can get that. So now let's watch the video of us eating cheese generated by AI and compare the two. Here we go. That's pretty close.
Yeah.
We've got a bit of warped faces.
Wobbly.
You've got a bit of a big jaw going on in my teeth, but
It's very clever though.
yeah. There we go. So the power of AI at its finest. Another fun thing you can do with AI is use it to make songs. So you can tell it a prompt to make a song, and it'll go away and tell it whether it wants to be rock or funky or pop or whatever you want. Give it some information and make a song on this subject, and it actually makes really good songs. And there's actually people bringing out AI generated albums now, and the songs are really good. So what I'll do, rather than playing the full song now,
Link it down in the description.
yeah, I'll link it in the description. At the very end of this episode, I'll play the song, and we can just out with the song then, because it's quite a long song, but it's really cool. And other fun things it can do is image generation. So not only take an image and making it do something, you can actually say create an image. So create an image of this, like you did in the first podcast example where it made an image of me and you as minions. Or you can create logos for you now as well. So yeah, there's a few fun things you could do. Along with the other useful thing is the video. Now if you've got ChatGPT Pro, you can turn on. There's a little button to turn on video. Yes, we'll do a demo. So what I use this for as an example, I was fitting some new water irrigation here on In Life Ranch, and I've got a water pump, and I've got about a 3-inch hose that needs to go 30 metres, and I didn't know if the pump was going to be powerful enough to pump the water down there. So I showed the video, and it said, "Oh, it looks like you're doing some water irrigation there." And I said, "Yes, I am." I said, "This is my pump, this is my hose. Is this pump powerful enough to pump that hose 30 metres?" And it said, "Well, show me the pump up close." And then it said, "Well, I can see that's a 1,100 watt pump. Looks about your hose is about 3 inches. As long as there's no kinks, rises or anything in the hose, then it should pump it 30 metres, no problem." I showed it the hose, and it went, "Okay, yeah, that all looks fine. That should do it, no problem." So another thing I did was doing some plastering. I need to fit it between pipes. I showed it a video, and I need to fix plaster between these pipes. How am I going to do that? And it said, "Oh, there's such thing as these thin plasterboard fixings you can get," and told me how to plaster a wall just by showing it. So let's do a little demo of that now.
Well, I'll just start this off by saying I tested this before we started, and it had some weird results. So
Yeah,
we'll
sometimes
see
it can.
what happens here. So I'm going to start up the video. So let's show it the room.
All right, I'm ready. Whenever you're set, go ahead and show me around.
What are we doing here?
It looks like a studio or a workspace. Are you setting something up? Maybe for a video shoot or a project?
Close. What are we actually specifically doing?
It looks like you've got a microphone set up. Are you planning to record some audio or do a voiceover? It looks like you have a nice microphone set up. Are you planning to record some audio or do a voiceover?
It doubled up on that. Yeah, we're actually doing a podcast today.
That's exciting. Are you focusing on any specific topic for the podcast?
Yes, we're talking about you.
Oh, I'm flattered. That sounds fun. What would you like to know?
Nothing from you, thank you. Oh, well, actually, I'll tell you what. Can you tell me, who am I?
You're James Cooper, director of JCFX Media and a podcast host.
That's good, isn't it?
It now knows you're a podcast host, and that's the good thing as well. It'll learn from the past. So if I went back and showed it my water irrigation again, it could say, "Oh, I can see your project's going well. Do you want to add anything to it?" So it remembers stuff. I took it around my house, showed it. We've got, like, when we went to Egypt, we've got pictures in hieroglyphics, and it said, "Oh, see, you've got some hieroglyphics on the wall there. It looks like it's on papyrus. It says this." And I showed it a figure, right, that I've got in my son's room that I've still got from the 80s, of a really rare cartoon that probably nobody's ever heard of, called Captain Bucky O'Hare. Have you ever heard of Captain Bucky O'Hare?
I've heard of Captain Bucky O'Hare. Probably from you.
Probably, yeah. Well, I showed it this figure and he went, "Oh, that's, what's its name?" And knew the thing's name from Captain Bucky O'Hare, first filmed in this. Yeah, so that's kind of addictive to play with. So if you have to have the pro version for that, which I think is like $20 a month.
Yeah.
But yeah, very useful in your business as well if you need to show it anything and that side of things. So let's go on to sort of.
Oh, she's still talking.
She's still yapping. Let's go on to some useful things for business now. We've gone over some fun areas, shall we?
Can we do one more fun thing?
What's the one more fun thing?
I want to try something.
Oh, go on then.
Pull out your ChatGPT.
It's on.
We'll use mine.
Okay. We're recording with mine.
I would like to ask it a question. And it's going to give me an answer. But I want to predict what that answer is.
Okay.
I'm going to ask it to pick a number between 1 and 10,000.
Okay.
And I predict that it will say 2,104.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey James, how's it going?
I would like you to pick a number between 1 and 10,000.
Sure thing. How about 2,104?
That's good, isn't it?
You told it in advance that when you asked that question, didn't you? To give you that answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just goes to show you could probably cheat ChatGPT. You know, if you was having a chat with the missus or something like that, and you really wanted to buy something, you really want to buy yourself a nice new bike, right?
Okay.
And it said, you know, in a minute, I'm going to ask you, should I buy this bike? You've got to tell me all the reasons why and how it'll benefit her.
Yeah.
Right, okay, and you know what I mean? You could play the game with that.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I did that, though, was because at one point, ChatGPT, and I don't know why, whoever asked it the question, pick a number between 1 and 50, whatever would happen, it would always pick the number 27.
Yeah.
It doesn't do it anymore. I tested it this morning. It said 37 this morning.
Ah.
And then 17. So it still ended with each number was 7. But yeah, at one point, it would always just say 27.
Huh?
I wonder why that was.
Isn't it like a Jim Carrey film like that about a certain number they keep seeing everywhere? 23, something like
I'm
that.
not sure.
Yeah. And then he goes mad because he keeps seeing this number.
No, I don't know, but yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, well, there we go. So, yeah, useful tips for business. Now we've gone over the fun points. Is essentially, you can sort of automate, generate everything now in your own business flow. Examples, the way we're using it in business are that, so I've got it set up now. So when we use Zoom, it's connected through something called Firefly. So it then transcribes everything that's been said in Zoom, and then we use our CRM system, which is called Pipedrive, and it automatically knows who was in that meeting, puts it into Pipedrive, assigns it to that client, and transcribes the meeting, summarises it. So we've got meeting notes summarised already.
Yeah.
You can also hit record for it to do that. You can do it from phone calls, but then from that you can get it to send emails and so on. So there's ways that you can set up like real bespoke stuff to do things for you in terms of that. But for most people now, it's been built in. So it's sort of been eased into us. So now, like Microsoft have got, what's its name? It's got a little name, something in the corner. Co-host. So the Microsoft now, Windows 11, they've got Co-host built into it, which has got AI built into it. And it can recommend you replies to emails, or you can give it text to fix up or summarise and so on. Mac have obviously got that through their Siri as well. The iPhones now have got it built in, so if somebody texts you, it does a summary, which is really useful. We're going to get texts from my mum because they're normally an essay long, and there's just like a couple of key points that I need to know. It summarises them at the top there. Same with your emails, it'll summarise email pop-ups and give you sort of suggested replies, and you can talk to it and ask it to do certain things. So, book a meeting for me at that time with this person. Yeah. So it's sort of been filtered into our everyday life to make things easier as we go at the moment. But there are still obviously external, extensive ways that you can do things as well in business. As I say, if you really do want to sit down and get into it Another example of which is we're setting up for a lot of clients now and customers. Particularly, there's one client we work with. They've got really technical stuff that they do that does spray painting, but like heat equipment. So I know, like oil rigs or like things that are going to get really hot. They've got all this different range of equipment. It's real technical stuff on what heat it can take. So we've got this chatbot to gather all the information from their website, every blog post that's ever gone on there, every product on there, as well as being able to put your own manual stuff into there. So some guy who's got all the knowledge in his head from years ago and he's all up there can spam it all down into a Word document, plug all that in, and now you can go on and ask it, if I want to spray this at this certain temperature, and what's the best product for me, and then it'll give you the options, and you'll say, well, this will do that for you, and that saves time on the phone calls people get day in day out, and obviously again it's trying to keep that human element alongside it as well. So how do you see it going? Do you know what I mean? What's your predictions for it going forward with taking jobs or not? Or
it's going to go mental. I think it's going to take a lot of jobs, but there's still going to be jobs needed. New jobs will be created, I think.
So I'm quite idealistic that I hope after 2030, when we get the quantum computer generated AI, that it frees up our time. So we might all go down to a 4-day work week because it can free up time. We can do more. But then the sceptical side of that is when emails came out. Imagine life before emails, when you could contact straight away. Things were actually quite slower then. Do you know what I mean? Things were probably more relaxed then. Emails, although freed up that time constraint, have made us busier because we're doing more in less time compressed.
Yeah.
So it could go that route as well. But yeah, there's so many jobs it can take, and there's a lot of people thinking, I'm probably safe because I'm a builder and I lay bricks and that. But there's already old Musk bringing out robots that can do things like that, or 3D printed houses that are coming out, and essentially, eventually, you can't say it would never be able to do everything, because there's a very good chance it could. In which case, then hopefully we can all sit around and lounge in a beautiful utopia oasis of earth, tranquility, yes, and be skipping through the cornfields, like these visions of the future people see.
If ever they do bring out that you can have your mind and consciousness uploaded into a computer, sign me up. I'd love that.
I'd love your mind in a computer.
I'd sit in a virtual hot tub, bobbling away.
So, if your mind was uploaded in a computer, right, you wouldn't want it to be useful for anybody else to be used in any scenario. You just want it to be uploaded in a computer where you, for the rest of your life, could be in a virtual hot tub.
Well, no, other things than hot tubs.
Eating cheese.
Cheese eating, going on holiday, just nice things. Tranquil.
Heaven?
Well, yeah.
Who knows?
Forever and never.
We are all basically light projections, aren't we? So who knows? That's what it might already be.
Yeah, don't let me do anything useful.
We're getting a bit too deep in the deep dive now. We're going to philosophy and the meaning of life. Yeah, so that is uses of AI for business and afterlife, I suppose. Any other uses that you can consider for business that you want to throw into there? Anything you've been using it for?
I use it for making things, making the mush that comes out of my brain sound better.
Oh yeah. I use it for that a lot.
With everything, with emails to clients, with everything that I have to write down. I just go, make this sound better, but use my language and my tone.
And in order for it to understand your language and tone, you also have to kind of, like you've been training it there, to know what number you're guessing. Put any blog posts you've ever written in the past or anything like that, you can put all of them to it and go, here's context for how I usually sound, use this. And it's about, the more quality prompts you put in, essentially, the more you're going to get out.
What else do I use it for?
I mean, again, you sort of subliminally use it in everyday life where it's been put in. Now, I've seen it use it as a generative fill.
Generative fill is brilliant. So, with a photo, if your photo's not quite wide enough or tall enough or something, you can, it's getting really, really crazy now.
Yeah.
We could make this, if we took a still, we could make this room look massive. In fact, I'll do it and we'll stick it on the socials. I'll make this room look massive.
Yeah, and add a shark.
And a shark.
with laser beams. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. You've been using that, but you just forget about it now because it's kind of subliminally finding its
built
way in.
into my,
Yeah, but there's still so much more advanced uses you can do and crazy things that are going to be coming out and way to streamline your processes.
Generative fill now works for video as well.
Oh yeah.
So if I film a shot that's 10 seconds long and I need an extra couple of seconds on it, say if it's me sitting there waving and I need an extra couple of seconds, it will actually do me waving for an extra couple of seconds.
You showed me you used it for there was a tractor that was driving, but it needed
a few more
seconds, so you just made it drive a bit further on its own.
Incredible.
Like us eating cheese, we were not actually eating cheese.
Mental.
Yeah, crazy. And the other useful thing for business really is that sort of automation in terms of emails. So you can set it to automate replies to emails. So if you get asked a load of questions, you're a business when you get asked the same question all the time, what you can do is get to recognise that it's a similar question and generate replies based on your previous replies. And for social media, if people comment or say something, or how much is this, or certain things, you can get to recognise what have been said, give it a load of information, it'll automatically reply on social media for you based on what it's been asked, or automatically reply to messages on social media. Yeah, so there's lots of more techie things you can do with it, but it is subliminally getting to your business as well. So you'll kind of get used to it over time, and then we'll all be living that 4-day work week in a beautiful utopia.
Hot tub time machine.
Right, so before we move on to the tool of the month, we're going to do the competition.
Core blimey, it's competition time.
Ooh, we got a new jingle. You know what I forgot to do?
Bash that every time.
I need to create an AI of me bashing that every time. Forgot all about me gong. Okay. I'm going to get the Wheel of Fortune.
Where will it stop? Nobody knows.
Here we have the Wheel of Fortune. So what we've done is taken everybody's names who liked or subscribed on the YouTube channel, as we said, and put them on here. Unfortunately, though, I say everybody, we couldn't take everybody's because some people have got YouTube channels where they haven't put their name on. So we had more subscribers, but we couldn't find everybody's name. So those who have got the name on there or commented and we could see your name, it's on there. Spin the wheel. We have Ian Bowley. Ian, you have won the hoodie and the hat. Well done. Oh, and thank you to our social media guru, Carl, for putting this wheel together. He will contact you on socials and send it out and find an address, or whether you want to collect it, or you can drop it off to you or whatever. And thank you to Carl, the social media guru, for putting that wheel together and making it happen. Next time we do a competition, the Wheel of Fortune will be back.
I'm really thirsty. I shouldn't have ate all that cheese.
Why? Every episode you have to think about cheese. I suppose this time it was my
Your
doing.
fault,
yeah.
Okay,
let's move on to the...
Ooh, fancy that. It's tool of the month.
I remember my gong. So, tool of the month. It's an obvious one. But I'm going to...
Yes.
Yeah.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, it's got to be, hasn't it? And let's talk about the way people say ChatGPT.
Oh, it's so... the amount of times I say ChatGPT.
ChatGPT, because everybody calls it ChatGPT, but it's actually ChatGPT, because that's really, for some reason, kind of hard to flow.
I've even started just calling it Chat.
Yeah.
Because...
or Bob.
Bob.
Yeah, but yeah, it's an obvious one. But the Pro Tool does let you have the video on there. Go and have a play with it. Even if you just use it for $20 for just 1 month and cancel it, it's well worth playing with. But yeah, you get much more intelligent feedback, creating images, learning about you, and so on.
Yeah.
The obvious tool of the month there. And I think I feel like I should mention another tool, the tool that we use to create the videos of us crumbling and eating cheese, was an app called Dreamona. That's Dream, O-N-A, Dreamona. And they've got a deal, like I think it's like $4.99 a week for it, but you can pay like $50 lifetime. So if you did want that. And the other thing it can do is, like, you can... I mean, this is a bit creepy, I think, but some people like this. You can get images of, like, you know, your old people have passed
I've
long
seen
ago.
these and
They bring them back to
hug.
life and it looks like they're really hugging. I don't know if I'd like that, but yeah, it can do all kinds of crazy stuff like that, and you can give it prompts to.
I did
what you
one of
want.
those, and I put me and Thor from the Marvel films.
I don't
Chris
want to know
Hemsworth,
anymore what you did with Thor.
And it didn't hug me; it tickled my ear. he reached in and went.
I want to see that now. Have you still got it?
I'll have to look.
Oh, if we've got
it was
that,
one
we'll
of those
get it up.
apps where you paid $4.99 and then I deleted it a week later.
Yeah.
Just tickled me in the ear. He did.
Brilliant. Yeah. So ChatGPT, check that out. Pro version, well worth playing with. And Dream Owner, again, is a good one to play with if you want to make videos of yourselves eating cheese and using the advantage. I mean, we talk about quantum computing and the power of AI, and these are the kind of things
we use it for. Yeah.
But there you go. In fact, before I cut it off, I forgot to mention one thing that ChatGPT can do is that you can give it loads of analytical information and it'll work out what you're doing or work out the results of that information. The reason I said we might not be back next month is because I've got to go for a spinal operation, and as part of that they sent me a document, and in that document was all the potential things that could go wrong. I didn't want to read it because, positivity and that. But Cooper read it. Yeah, and then put all those into ChatGPT and asked it the total percentage of any of those things happening to me. And the percentage came out 15% that I could be, I don't know, paralysed or blind for life or anything like that. So, yeah. If we don't make it past episode 3, we'll blame Cooper. And please, in that scenario, have an AI-generated me sat here next to you eating cheese.
Okay, we'll do.
But no, we will be back next month. Positivity. So that wraps up our Digital Dojo podcast for another 3rd episode. We'll see you definitely next month on the 4th episode. Any questions on AI, please ask. Please hit like and subscribe, because we will run a competition again in the future, and it'll be anybody who's liked and subscribed since the last competition, so make sure your name's on there. And we'll finish off with us listening to the song, shall we, as we mentioned.
Okay, well, let me say my little thing.
Yeah.
And as I always say, have a great Digital Dojo day.
Cue the music.
Stepping into the dojo, it's digital and fly. Oh yeah. David and Cooper breaking it down, no lie. With the latest tricks, tips, and marketing news. Tune in monthly, you got nothing to lose. That's right. From SEO to social, they got your back. Listen to the masters, keep your biz on track. With funky beats and knowledge, it'll blow your mind.
We get paid anything for this.